Before we get started, Terry, into our daily news, I just want to mention to everybody that I did a really fun column on my Down the Rabbit Hole this week. It's called "Let Them Eat Worms and all manner of yummy insects," and so obviously that's not exactly what we want to eat on our menu. But anyway, we've already talked about it on In Lies the Truth, so go to In Lies the Truth, and we talked quite in depth about it.
About worm eaters.
Yeah, so if you're not watching In Lies the Truth, check it out. Okay, all right, so what do you got over there?
A lot of stuff going on.
In the paper this week?
Seems like it.
What's going on?
Some crazy stuff.
Like what?
Which do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the I-45 closing?
Yes, because we saw that mess last night starting.
Yeah. You need to know about it. I-45 is going to be closed 8 a.m. Wednesday. That's going to be August 9th. And it's going to be both directions totally closed at Malloy Bridge Road. And that's going to go to just north of the landfill. I don't know how far north, but pretty much.
It's going to be a mess because that's a major thoroughfare between Dallas and Houston both ways. It's going to be a mess.
They're probably going to be rerouting everybody to the access road.
That's still a mess.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Does it say, when did you say they were going to stop?
Well, it's until further notice, which
God knows how long
until they get the bridge replacement done. I'm not sure what bridge they're talking about.
Malloy Bridge?
Malloy Bridge. That's probably it.
Oh, he's just woke up today. Okay. Thank you for that story.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody that City of Ferris is in a mandatory stage 2 water restriction right now, and it goes until further notice. And basically, it's not just a Ferris thing. I think it's pretty much a countywide thing. And you do have the ability to landscape and lawn water on Mondays or Wednesdays and Saturdays, if you need to. And otherwise, like, you can use the toilet and all that stuff, but conserve water. It's been crazy. You're up.
Okay. A Midlothian man, Adrian Favilla, 25. He pled guilty to 10 counts of promotion of child pornography. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and all 10 counts are to run consecutively because he uploaded some child pornography content to Dropbox.
Okay. And, I still just think they need to, do the ultimate penalty and then you couldn't do that anymore. I know it's inhuman, but
yeah.
By the way, another inhuman thing that we're going to be talking about on In Lies the Truth, we'll try to tag it too, is about the air condition missing in the prisons. Because we did a show about it and then it was all wrong, so we're doing another one about it today. I talked to Representative State Carl Sherman, who I used to work for, and he gave me a lot of good information. So just FYI. Okay, so the dude who killed the coach in Lancaster, Yaqub Talib, he got 37 years in prison. He pled guilty to a murder charge. He was the one that went to the scrimmage game in Lancaster and shot.
He got in a big fight.
He got in a fight, and then it ended up that this was in 2022. It ended up that the coach got killed. I mean, that's ultimate Texas sports, I'll tell you. It's terrible.
It's serious.
And the other thing is, a Midlothian officer was recognized for keeping the highway safe. As Terry said, he was recognized for giving a lot of tickets. His name's Chris Vinson, and he is a commercial vehicle enforcement team, on the commercial vehicle enforcement team, and he won a championship for inspector championship, and he also got a level 2 on inspections too. I don't know what all that means, but I will say that I am glad that there's some police out there who are monitoring the highways, because these big trucks are annoying. That you get stuck behind them. That sometimes I feel like we're in a third world country, because when I've gone to third world countries, you see all these crazy trucks, and now you see them in our own highways. And thank you to the Midlothian Police Department for enforcing this sort of thing, because you're keeping the roads highway safe, whether you think it or not. And you know what? If you're messed up and you're in a rig, that's kind of like the AI rig we were talking about that doesn't have a driver. It's dangerous, these big trucks. So, and I think Lancaster has a commercial vehicle enforcement team too. I know they used to. So now what? What do you got going on? What's another story?
Well, I think, what was that officer's name again?
Chris Vinson.
Yeah, y'all would know him by the name on the bottom of the ticket you got when you were on the highway. So, yeah. Keeping the road safe.
Yes, exactly. But I don't even know if there's big rig drivers watching our show. But
No.
if you are, you can.
Oh, that's what he pulls over big rigs.
Well, I mean, isn't that what a
exclusively?
commercial vehicle enforcement commercial vehicle? So it's. I mean, I do think that people that don't have their tags and everything up to date need to get a ticket.
I never see trucks pulled over. Do you?
Yeah, I do. It depends on if the city has a highway in their city, like Midlothian has 67. Lancaster is the right going north on 35. DeSoto's going south, and then Lancaster's also gets stuck with 20, that Highway 20 there up to. So it it just depends.
So you want to talk more about worms and bugs?
Well, I guess we could.
Or what else you got?
Well, I was just going to mention that Red Oak and Wilmer had their back to school bashes this past weekend, and actually Wilmer's back to school bashes this coming Saturday, and it's really a good thing when the kids they give out backpacks with school supplies. I mean, I know when I was a kid, we used to have to go to the store. We had a list. We were all excited about getting the list.
Do you remember those erasers when you went to school that smelled like strawberries when you used them?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah, they were I almost wanted to eat them.
Did you? I bet you probably are the kind of
I
person
ate
that
glue.
actually.
You remember that glue that smelled like peppermint? Mm-hmm. That was good stuff.
I wonder what that did to your intestines. I don't know. Kids are pretty resilient.
I think it was good for you.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't have given it to us.
I mean, I don't think that it would have been poisonous, considering the fact that it was for children.
But then again, it was.
It's
in
like
the
we weren't
70s.
taking asbestos into school and using that for.
They did make lead poisoning. So
I
mean,
what?
lead paint.
Yeah.
So
let's just talk for a second about this AC stuff because I just talked to Representative Sherman today, and we have a little bit of time. We had, and please watch In Lies the Truth for more on this, but we had, yesterday had a conversation about, what about the people that don't have AC that just live out, and they can afford it? And I actually mentioned that to him. But, he told me a story about a man who was in prison. I think it was this Hutchin prison. And he was in there for writing a $20 check to Kroger. And he ended up dying a week before he was going to be released because of the lack of air condition.
Well, we don't really know if that's true.
But
he died. But
okay,
it could have been a
Representative Sherman
stroke.
told me that. Yeah, a heat stroke.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and I know Representative Sherman is not going to lie to me because I worked for him, and I don't let him lie to me, and I don't think he lies, actually.
No, every time I walk out to my car, I think I'm going to die from heat stroke. So.
Well, if you were he said the prison gets up to 130 degrees, and another thing that we were talking, because he said that it's a metal building. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that prisons are. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what he called it because we're going to have this show. Metal and concrete building. So I don't know. I mean,
They don't make them comfy.
No, they don't. And I also thought there were more private prisons in Texas, and there's only 2 to 3, he said. And I don't know if that includes federal, probably not. The private prisons are actually air conditioned.
Right.
But you don't really get a choice of where you're going to go once you start going. So.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Well, okay.
How original, right?
You know what? I like to just try to send out love and light because as soon as you start saying oh, this person looks ugly, or this person doesn't have any teeth, or that person doesn't have any hair, and you start making fun of them, is the moment that you start finding that kind of stuff kind of comes back at you. So I don't want to say anybody should or should not be in prison. If you did it, that's the price you pay.
Is that what happened to my hair?
I don't know what your hair looks like. You don't have any, do you?
No,
but he's
good.
Cute without hair. Women, I probably wouldn't be as cute as he is without hair. I'm guessing. Okay, we got to go, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm Rita Cook.
Terry Murphy.
Thanks for watching ECP-TV, and hit like and subscribe, and watch our In Lies the Truth, okay? Yep. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.